Normally I wouldn't approach ya without a formal introduction. Never been the type to move fast, but I'm feeling early eruption. Now tell me, are you down with that? Once you rock with me, ain't no coming back. I need a monkey, come hold me down. A real queen, now come wear this crown. Now we rockin' like, oh, holler out, flex up. Now we rockin' like, oh, I'll tell you what's next up. Now we rockin' like, oh, holler out, flex up. Now we rockin' like, oh, I'll tell you what's next up.
Welcome again to another baseball field face of the franchise mode with my boy Mario again. Kyle sleep again. You know, he does night shifts all the time. So one of these days he'll peek in and we'll talk. The day he comes in, we'll talk about his Boston Red Sox. We talked about the San Francisco Giants. We talked about the Oakland A's, how sad that is. Today we're talking about a team that was 77-85 last year and now is one of the top teams at 45-26 as we speak. The number one team in the NL as we speak. Not a big surprise, but we're talking about the team that's on his chest. The New York Mets, the Metropolitans of New York. What's the first words you want to say? Let's go ahead, Mario. Give me some insight before we start going into the topics.
These words I don't think would have ever come out of my mouth ever in my life. But I love the Mets right now. I love them. What they're doing, who they got, the moves they made in the offseason. You pick up Max Scherzer, which is massive. You get Starling Marte, which is massive. You get Mark Canha off of the A's, which was another name we left off the previous podcast, which is another great pickup.
Another good one.
Brandon Nimmo is playing well. Francisco Lindor looks like he's getting back to being his normal self.
Exactly.
Eduardo Escobar, they traded from last year. They got him off of Arizona.
Switch hitter.
Fantastic. It's one of your little switch hitter boys. Pete Alonso is looking phenomenal. The dude's killing it. He had a little bit of a down year last year, but he's killing it. You know, this is a team that I'm hoping they don't. If there's three things that you can count on. We'll say four things that you can count on. Is death, taxes, and usually the Mets and the Jets doing something to hurt themselves and shoot themselves in their own foot. So I'm hoping that the Mets keep it up because the Mets are playing fantastic, and we very well might see another Subway Series if they keep it up the way they're going.
A real meaningful Subway Series.
Yes.
Last year's team was, of course, they were third in the NL East. Typical Mets, under 500 at a 4.75. This year now they're the number one team, and I want you to elaborate because you almost talked about it before I press start on this podcast. They are the number one team, and what does this tell you with this team? How good they are, because they're missing a lot of players.
So they are missing a lot of players, which is fantastic. Which is crazy that they're where they're at now without their top three pitchers. You got DeGrom, who's been out, who's just started throwing again. You got Scherzer, who's been out, who's also just started going again. He's looking at hopefully in the next couple of weeks being back. Miguel's been out. Carrasco just went out. That's your top four guys. And the fact that they're able to keep where they're at with what they got at pitching is insane to me. That you lose your top four guys and you're still able to play it, which is once these four guys come back, I don't think any team's gonna compare. I feel like maybe they'll buy one more piece come trade deadline, but these guys have been fantastic. And you know what? You said something a few seconds ago. You said same old Mets. These aren't the same old Mets
at all.
They just sold last year to what was it? It was Steve Cohen and Billy Epler were the two guys at the bottom. So the guys that they had prior to, Billy Epler was general manager, but they sold to Steve Cohen. I think it was last year. I want to say, if I can double check. Oh yeah, 2020. 2020 when Steve Cohen bought it. And they've been kind of looking not very Mets-like. Yes, they were in third place in the East last year, but they bought pieces for this year. You know what I mean? You get Eduardo Escobar from last year, and you get him knowing where you are. You get Lindor last year. You get all these guys, and you bring them in. You get Starling Marte in the offseason, and they're looking like an actual legitimate ball club that
They are
can compete,
nasty.
and like not just compete, but like compete for a while, because they also got a lot of studs in their farm system right now.
You mentioned that. All right, so of course you got Brett Beatty, which I cannot wait to go to a Syracuse game to go watch him play. Right? Who are the other prospects?
You
that
got
you've been
Francisco
watching?
Alvarez, who's the number 10 prospect. You got Brett Beatty and Ronnie Mauricio, all top 100 prospects right now. Ronnie Mauricio nasty. He's switch hitting, I think, third baseman, shortstop. Nasty.
Yeah, he's listed as shortstop as we speak. But that is a crazy thing. You know how I feel about switch hitters, man. Like,
which is fantastic because at the end of the day, if Lindor's still there, put him at third. Put him at second. Brett Beatty can take third. Put him at second, and you got from left to right probably what'll be one of the better infielders for the next 5 years.
yeah, because Jeff McNeil's 29 as we speak, so it's not going to be like he's going to be there for the long haul. When
Nope.
these guys
Jeff
come
McNeil, like if Ronnie Mauricio is anything that you think Ronnie Mauricio could be, you let Jeff McNeil walk. You put Beatty at third. You leave Lindor at short. You put Mauricio at second. Then you got Alonso at first. Like that's a pretty nasty infield.
Jeff McNeil would walk this year. He's up for a contract right now, so I would give him a 2-year extension just for the fact
give him a 2-year.
Just to hold off until we can groom those players, because Brett Beatty, of course, he's one of the future stars on the MLB The Show right now, who's a really good bat. It's a nasty bat, but if you look like you said, they are here. They're not going anywhere. Their best player, Pete Alonso, at 27. Like, you have their closer, by far the best intro, the best introduction with the theme song. It's like almost WWE like when they announce his name and he does his little trot. Then he has the freaking Matador horns and then everyone doing their claps. Like Edwin Diaz. He is so nasty too. He pitches with velocity. His hip per nines, his K per nines are always up. Like this man is nasty, and he's only 28. Yep. When you talk baseball, 28 is not even your prime. You're looking at that's still your youth, if you think about it.
That's like start. That should be the start of your peak. When you talk prime about baseball, you want to go about that 27, 28 to about maybe 32, 33 range.
Depending on how good you are, yeah. Depending on
those peak years.
Then
or just some people like Mike Trout are just good that they just peak every year. You know what I mean?
He's the GOAT for this.
Yeah.
So you got Francisco Lindor, right? Another player, switch hitter, by the way, 28 years old. Then you go down, and the funny thing is when we talk about, because you mentioned it already, that they're missing DeGrom, they're missing Scherzer. Carrasco just went out, right? McGill's been already out. All you have is Chris Bassett, but it's not all you have. You have this young bull named David Peterson that's actually holding his weight. He's probably not. I don't know how you're gonna do this because Taiwan Walker is still there, right? 29 years old. You still have some.
That guy existed.
Listen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starting pitchers on this team, right? What happens when they're all fully healthy? One has to be a long reliever, but what do you do with the next one? Do you put David Peterson back in the barn, or do you use one of them to trade bait? Because when I'm looking at this roster, the only place that I know that they need to improve in is that catcher.
Bullpen.
The bullpen too.
No,
the bullpen for sure.
Ain't bad. Bullpen.
Yeah, Mazika still has a lot to do. Like for me, he still has a lot.
Everybody wants Adley Rutschman, and I get it. You want a guy that can hit well and that's fantastic behind the dish. Like I'm okay with a catcher being average and being, average to semi above average, as long as they can call a game and they're fantastic behind the dish. That's what matters.
He had bad. He was one of the monthly awards, wasn't he? He was. He had that. He's a rookie this year at 28, but I'll give him that chance because right now, McCann's hurt. They still have Thomas Nitto there, but that to me, besides the bullpen. So if I look at the bullpen right now, except Edwin Diaz, Seth Lugo, old. Adam, Altavino is like He's not the Colorado
Old.
Rockies Altavino.
Old.
We know that. You know what I'm saying, Trevor? But yeah, you are absolutely right that Trevor Cahill.
Open. But like, even
Whoa.
that, like you got Francisco Alvarez, who's not very far behind as a catcher. Like,
What are you talking? Oh,
this is a nice team, man.
oh,
I'm
you
just
know what?
hoping, like I'm holding out hope, okay, that they don't mess it up like they've done in the past.
Mets it up. That's what you said.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
that
verb.
was that was dope. I can't even lie. Mets it
That's
up.
a verb. Yeah, they don't mess it up, you know.
You're right about Alvarez.
I'm hoping.
I forgot about him. So, we talked about the prospects. We talked about all this. Talk to me about Pete Alonso. I want to talk about the polar bear real quick. You're talking about a player that's 3 years rookie. Was 2019. Again, his 2021 year was not Pete Alonso-esque as we speak.
No,
If we look at
but
his,
he's figured it out. He's made adjustments. He's not chasing as much. He's not striking out as much. He's adjusting to. If the one thing about baseball that I like is it's a game of adjustments. All right, you
True.
come in your rookie year. You had this fantastic season. You hit, what is it, 51 home runs, some odd, 50 something home runs. Great. The next year, teams adjust. So then after that, you need to adjust to teams adjusting to you. It's a game of chess, man. But like, he's been very, very solid. 282, 20 home runs, 66 RBIs, which is crazy. We're not even halfway through the season and he's got 66 RBIs.
that's crazy.
Yes.
Just imagine that. We're not even at the mid-season.
Yes.
Classic. Like,
Yes.
and he's already has how many RBIs?
66.
My boy love ribs. Man,
Hey,
66 at this time? That's phenomenal
Yes.
right there to even say.
Yes.
So, let's talk about the rest of the roster now. All right, because the polar bear we know is the face. Then you have once they're healthy.
He's
By
also
far,
leading the league right now with in RBIs. If you didn't know that.
well, okay, I didn't know that, but I don't really follow the Mets like that. But it's good that
I'm following him this year.
I am.
Scout.
The only reason why is because one, I'm in the North Country, so New York Mets and Yankees games is forced upon me, so I have to watch that. But the worst part is, freaking,
They also have such a nice stadium. I want to go so bad.
I want to see that apple come out.
Yeah, I want to go so bad.
What is it called? Is it still called Shea?
No, it's City Life, I think is what
Oh
it is.
yeah, City Life Stadium. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're talking about this, right? Last year's acquisition, the biggest one, who by far to me stunk it up as far as the standards we hold him at. You know what I mean? Which means
So who do you think was the biggest acquisition last? Oh, what are you talking about? Batting or pitching?
I'm talking about batting.
Okay.
Not this year. I'm talking about last year.
Okay.
The 2021 season's off season, not this year's off season.
Yes.
So I'm talking about Francisco. I'm talking about Lindor. I'm talking about
Okay,
someone that
okay.
in Cleveland was by far like one of the best, like all-star and everything. Last year, he just wasn't Lindor. 230 batting average, like that's not. Well, he doesn't hit like as much. I don't know. Like I just know, and you would know too. Like we expect more from a Francisco Lindor, especially going to getting paid, and it's typical. Like a lot of the times that we talk about players that get big paydays, like their first year sometimes is make or break. Like, did you do it for the money? Type of stuff. You know what I mean? Talk to me about like, because he has a 10-year contract, $34 million.
Also, they went through some weird thing. Him and Javi Baez, when Javi Baez was there just for the season. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
But
that
they
was
went through
last year.
some weird thing with like the fans, the home fans for a while. I don't know. I think it was just
I
a lot
forgot
going
about
on
that.
and yeah,
Now he's with
Javi
Detroit.
Baez was there. Yep,
But-
nice with Detroit. He spent that one season there. They went through some weird things with the fans where like they were booing them and they started doing the thumbs down thing or something like that. It was weird, but I don't know. It was just. I feel like that was just a whole weird season for Francisco Lindor, because I'm a huge Francisco Lindor fan, first of all. But like, it seems like he's kind of back to himself. He's kind of just focused on baseball, doing what he needs to do, and it seems like it's all working out. I feel like them letting go of Javi Baez in favor of Jeff McNeil was working out. You know.
Right. Don't mind me. Work's calling on my government phone. So.
Hey man, work was calling me on the last one. I get it. Those people wouldn't leave me the hell alone.
So, we're going to go down this list of the players. All right, we talked about the acquisition of 2021 being Francisco Lindor. I'm telling you right now, if you ever watch any of the Subtleflex podcasts about baseball, y'all knew that the current all-time team that we all picked, my starting pitcher was Max Scherzer. This man is insane. World Series champion with the Nationals, correct me if I'm wrong, right? And then he goes over to the Dodgers and dismantles but granted, we did get a bad call from the first base umpire with that freaking Wilmer Flores fake swing. But Max Scherzer is a freaking beast. He's not going. He doesn't like mound visits. He doesn't like you taking him out. He's one of those. For me, he has that Mamba mentality. He's nasty. And then you match him with by far this era's best pitcher in DeGrom. It's nasty. A 1-2 punch. Then you got Bassett. Yes. Bassett's another good. Bassett's a lefty, isn't he? No, he's a righty also.
No, he's a righty.
Damn, they got nothing but righties. The only one is David Peterson. It don't even matter. Max Scherzer, Jacob DeGrom, pound for pound, the top 5 best in this era. I would make the argument that they're the top 2 in this era. It's just, I think that was the biggest acquisition this year. What you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When it comes from the pitcher standpoint, that's like I look at it like a luxury piece. You know what I mean? You got Trace, you have like an insurance piece. You have DeGrom. He's had those back issues. He's had those issues, those health issues. You bring in a Scherzer who, unfortunately, has those issues right now. But I feel like if DeGrom, who was having an almost historic season last year, his ERA was like under 1 or around 1, something in that aspect.
Under the Mendoza line.
He got derailed by that. Yeah, he got derailed by that injury, and then didn't come back the whole rest of the season. So you bring a Scherzer in just in case. But if they both come back, come playoff time, you're gonna have to face DeGrom. You're gonna have to face Scherzer. You're gonna face McGill. 1, 2, 3. That's just miserable. It's miserable. It's miserable for anybody. I wouldn't want to face that. But I love Scherzer so much because in the new age of pitch count and everybody's micromanaging essentially to keep their pitchers healthy and stuff like that. Scherzer is a very old school, one of those 80s pitchers willing to throw 100 to 150 pitches a game, and you ain't gonna take him out for nothing.
You're not gonna take him out,
bro. You ain't gonna take him out for nothing, And he's always been that guy. He's the definition of the guy's a dog,
Man, I'll tell you, when we talk about the New York Mets, I can date it back to the team. So my baseball, real diehard years were 98 to 2007-ish. That's when I was diehard Giants fan. I'm not saying I'm not, but diehard MLB fan. I still can't, to this day, can't think of I think it was High Heat Baseball, I want to say, in Nintendo 64, that I started talking about Kenny Lofton and all these Coco Crisp. You remember, speaking of another A's?
Coco Crisp, yeah.
Oh, man. So, when I talk about the New York Mets, it always reminds me of the 1-2 punch at third and shortstop. Was it Jose Reyes and David, what's his name? What was the third baseman's name at the time?
David Wright.
David Wright. And then you had Carlos Delgado. That team.
Yep.
Then, you had one of my favorite starting pitchers, Pedro Martinez, over there.
Yep.
Those
Johan
teams,
Santana was there for a while.
Oh man, there were so many great players. Oh, and then
K-Rod spent some time there.
Carlos Beltran, their player that they cashed out on. Like, bro,
Yeah.
the Mets. That's the Mets I remember. And then you're talking about those years of failures along the way. What's the biggest like memory growing up? Because for me, when it comes to the New York Mets, of course the Apple at Shea Stadium. But my fondest and like favorite anytime I played the MLB thing was always I love the Jose Reyes and is it Jose Reyes?
Yep.
Cause I'm mixing him up with Jose Ramirez for some reason. But Jose Reyes at shortstop, and then you had David Wright at third, with Carlos Beltran at center, and Delgado at first. Yeah, Johan and freaking Pedro. Man, like give me some fond like memories, of growing up. Especially like talk to me about that jersey too.
The funniest memory, first that I'm gonna start off with, is we're coming up on, right, in a few days. July 1st.
What happened on July 1st?
Bobby Bonilla Day, man.
Oh yes, I'll talk.
Bobby
You know what?
Bonilla,
Before you go
Bobby
any
Bonilla
further,
Day.
I want you to explain because this is a holiday. I didn't know it was July 1st.
Yeah, Bobby Bonilla Day until 2035.
Explain the Bobby Bonilla contract. This man he hasn't swung a bat in a decade or so. I want to say like what 2000.
2000.
Yeah, I think it was 2001, 2000. I want to look this up, but explain to the Sotoflex fans about this.
So the Mets had agreed to buy out his remaining $5.9 million contract, right? However, Bobby Bonilla, like instead of paying that, they agreed to make deferred payments, annual deferred payments of about $1.2 million for 25 years starting in 2011, including an 8% interest, which is so insane to me that anybody would do that. Like, you're paying the guy over $30 million over 25 years, 20-something years, when you could have just bought him out for 5.9. That's what I mean by Metsing it up. That's what I mean, right there. You know,
man, 2035. I'm trying to look at the statistics of the income that he gets every year. Bobby, well, I'll look it up again. But
he last played for the Mets in 1999.
And he's getting
but
paid
he played for the
in
Cardinals in 2001. So by the time he's this contract will end, and he'll be 72 years old.
That is insane. This man literally finessed the system, and New York
Bobby Bonilla Day, baby.
He gets paid again. I know he'd be waiting for that. So, tax season comes.
1.2, yeah, every year, July 1st, waiting for that 1.2 to drop.
That is.
That'd be my favorite day too.
Man, why can't I do something like that? Shoot, that is crazy. Give me some more memories about your Mets.
Because we're both awful at sports. That's why.
That's really true.
Hey,
what other memories you got?
Those that can do, those that can't do a podcast like us.
Yes, sir, Ski.
You know.
Talk to me about other memories you have about the Mets, besides Bobby Bonilla Day. That's funny you brought that up.
I didn't watch a lot of the Mets because I always was one of those people that when I watched the Mets, I would see the rosters that they have, and I would expect them to do better. But they just spent so much time underachieving. David Wright was fantastic. Unfortunately, he had those health issues and couldn't extend his career. Carlos Delgado, they had him almost kind of the tail end of his career for the most part, but he had a bunch of good years there. They got Carlos Beltran away, and he spent the best part of his career with the Mets. You know, they had that Johan Santana deal, and he just was after that injury. He just seemed never to be the same guy. But man, it's like these guys come there, and they give it 110% there. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because the Mets fans are a pretty loyal fan base. You know what I mean? You can't be a Mets fan or an A's fan or a Jets fan or a Knicks fan and not be loyal. You know what I mean? And
right.
you know what I mean? Like this takes some form of loyalty to be willingly go through that. You know.
We're talking about a two-time World Series franchise, 1969 to 1986.
Yeah.
5-time NL pennants, 69, 73, 86, 2000, and most current 2015. NL East Division titles of 6, 69, 73, 86, 88, my birth year. 2006, and of course 2015. The wild card burst, 99, 2000, and 16. Their principal owners right now, Stephen Cohen. President, Sandy Alderson. GM is Billy Epler. Manager is Buck Showalter. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, Buck Showalter.
Why does that sound familiar?
Because he used to be the manager, I think, of the Orioles. Just recently. Recently he was the manager of the Orioles.
I'm looking at his face right now. So
Yeah.
he used to be, he was before here. He was the Orioles, the Rangers.
Yep.
Back in the day, and then the D-backs. This is before they won the World Series, so he didn't get that. And then he was also the.
You know what's
Yankees.
funny? Is this Bobby Bonilla deal, like, inspired a few other ones that are still happening now? Like Max Scherzer is getting $105 million total from Nationals that'll be paid out until 2028.
And getting paid by
He's still getting
the
paid
Mets
by the
right
Nationals. Manny
Wow.
Ramirez is still collecting $24.2 million total from the Red Sox through 2026. Ken Griffey Jr. will receive $3.59 million from the Reds every year through 2024 as a deferral from his 9-year, $160 million he signed in 2000. And Todd Helton is getting $1.3 million every year through 2023.
Must be nice to swing a bat and know how to swing at 100 miles an hour.
You want to know who he's making, who Bobby Bonilla is making more money than right now this year currently?
Entertain me.
You ready?
With this.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Brian Reynolds, Jake Cronenworth, Cedric Mullins, John Means, Bo Bichette, Trevor Rogers, Adolis Garcia, Pablo Lopez, Casey Mize. He's making more money than all of them.
Okay, I get it. Like, but he won't.
He ain't played since 2001.
I get that, but you're not talking about this as soon as these, because they're all you're naming people on their rookie deals. Just wait. But that is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. I'm just not
These
as
stars in the league. Bobby Bonilla played since 2001. You know how long ago 2001 was? 21 years ago.
That was in 6th grade, bro.
Yes. 21 years ago.
I was in 6th grade. I still remember that time, man. I still remember 2001.
Yes.
That's crazy. 2001, how old were you?
I was in the 3rd grade. How old are you? I'm 30.
Bro, I don't even know how old I am. I think I'm 33.
Fuck, man, we're old.
Hold on. Hey, you know what's funny?
I was like in the 3rd grade.
I really don't know how old I am right now, and I'm putting this in the podcast. I know I'm in my 30s something. I'm 34.
Well, you forgot how old you are?
I turned 34 next month.
Oh
Man, I'm old. You know what's funny is, like, going off topic. People think I'm still in my late 20s. I'm like, thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, because you look young. They look at me and they're like, man, like the years haven't been kind to you. You know? I'm like, yeah, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Like I wore a.
I don't even get ID'd when I go buy beer.
Oh
man,
like, that happened for the first time for me. I went and bought some liquor. I want to say a week ago, and literally I was pulling out my ID, and the old man goes, "It's alright." I was like, "Damn."
I'm like, no, it's not alright. You're gonna look at my ID, and you're gonna look at it right now.
I look 21. Okay, I'm at 20.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back on topic right
All
now.
right.
All right, we definitely got to get back on topic. All right, so we're talking about the New York Mets again. We're talking about how great they're playing right now, but I want to see where your mindset is with this team going forward to October, right? I want to see.
I'm buying at the trade deadline, buying whoever you can buy without getting rid of your top 3 prospects that can help.
Yeah.
Bullpen, and maybe another starter.
So I'm looking. Speaking of the Oakland Athletics, I'm looking at their. Let's see.
Frankie Montes.
No, you don't need a. We're talking about relievers. They don't even have relievers to help. Who else is a BS team right now? You could, man,
What?
that is trash.
Frankie Montas is one. They're saying that Luis Castillo could be connected, which I hope he goes to the Giants. But Martin Perez or Martin Perez, if you're Hispanic, like these Pablo Lopez, Merrill Kelly, these are all guys who are
That will make a
solid
difference.
Yes.
They will make a
Yes.
difference.
And you're gonna tell me that if you go into it and have to face Scherzer, DeGrom, Miguel, Carrasco, and then one of those guys, you'll never catch a break.
Yeah. So, man, for real, and you think about it, let it be.
You'll never catch a break.
Let it be Mets 4-3 at the bottom of the ninth, and Edwin Diaz comes out with his stuff. It's a wrap. You're not winning.
Yes.
So, like, I want you to rank them right now for all that's talking, because we've had this discussion about the teams that we look forward to in the playoffs. I told you I'm not big on the Dodgers, and it has nothing to do with me being a Giants fan. I just don't trust them because they've been choke artists before, right?
Dodgers don't have starters. Don't have pitching this year. They're pitching in it this year.
So
That's
like,
all that
look,
is.
the teams that.
But the thing is, like, but the Dodgers got
bats.
They got pieces. They got mad pieces they can trade for whatever they want.
I don't
So
think
be careful with that.
I don't think they need a trade or anything. I mean, like, I know for what they have,
They need starters.
yeah, because Urias is not playing well,
And he can't do it all himself.
and Walker Buehler's hurt. So, like, yeah, the team. Listen, it's a phenomenal team. I'm not gonna keep talking about the Dodgers because I fucking hate the Dodgers, right? But I just don't.
The thing is, like, the thing is, you're saying that, but like all roads are gonna wind up going through LA.
And if I have to, like I said, I made my choice already. Okay, I made my choices. I told you I'm more scared of the Brewers, and this is from the last podcast we talked, like, a couple episodes before. I'm more scared of the Brewers, but because yes, I'm a Giants fan, so I'm gonna give us hope. That's all I'm gonna give us is hope. But I ultimately think the Cardinals come out the NL. And the only team I can see stopping that is the Brewers or the team that you brought up, the New York Mets, when we talked. I think those are some.
I'm riding with them.
Yeah, so that's what I'm.
With the Mets.
So you think they're gonna go to the World Series representing the National League?
Look, man.
It's very early, but I just want you to talk about that.
The Mets are the Mets. I told you what my prediction was.
Explain again.
I told you my prediction was one of the first podcasts we did. No, I didn't. That was in our group chat. I said that. You, me, and Kyle. It's our group chat.
Bring it up.
Mets and Jays.
Wow.
Mets and Jays. I'm
I don't
sticking
even-
with it.
I don't even have the Blue Jays for my American League.
Mets and Jays.
I have the Cardinals right now. I don't know. Get back with me with the AL. I think I really listen. I think about more than sports sometimes, like the actual rosters. I look at 3 historic Hall of Famers that are going to retire this year and feel like they're going to do the Ray Lewis on the 49ers in the Super Bowl and retire with a ring. That's where I'm going with this. I really think the Cardinals win the World Series this year based on the fact that everyone's going to be playing extra hard for Pujols, Wainwright, and Yadier if they all retire at the same time. I really just, in my heart, if I had to put money in, a lot of Giants fans are going to get mad at me for this, but I really don't care. I'm a fan just like you, Mario, of the Giants, but I'm also a realist in baseball. I know that we do not have what it takes to compete with the Mets, compete with the Dodgers, compete with the Padres.
We were talking about this all night last night.
Huh? Yes.
I was talking about this all night last night.
My thumbs were going crazy with y'all.
Yes.
It's just the Mets are built for the future. The Dodgers, they will buy their way to the next year. The Padres, I don't know. They're a small market with a lot of big names. I don't know how management's going to deal with that. But the Cardinals is historically always good. You're talking about You already know I'm a switch hitting fan. Tommy Edmonds, one of my favorite players. You have him over there with the likes of Hader. Is it Hader, the center fielder? And then for the St. Louis Cardinals. Hold on, I don't want to keep talking about other teams.
No, it's Harrison Bader. Josh
Bader.
The fucking Milwaukee Brewers.
But like this team to me, the like I said, Flaherty, Wainwright is just aging like wine instead of milk. You know what I mean? It's just beautiful to see, especially what he did to our Giants. I don't know, man. I think the Cardinals, and it's always been my prediction, and I'll let you talk about your prediction, and talk to me about why you think the Mets are gonna take the NL over these other teams. I want you to explain every little detail why you think the Mets are better than the Brewers, Mets are better than the Cardinals, Mets is better than the Padres, Mets is better than the Dodgers, and I guess we'll throw in our team too. Go ahead.
Oh boy, that's a lot you're asking. All right,
and that's a lot that I need to know.
Top to bottom, I don't see any holes with the Mets. Really, I don't see any hole. Maybe bullpen if you want to get into that. But
I was gonna say we just explained that.
That's nothing you can't trade for. You know what I mean? That's nothing you can't make a solid trade for.
That is true.
Like they have 4 quality starters. Probably gonna get a 5th one. They'll probably get some bullpen arms and maybe another quality player for the field. You know what I mean? You got them. The Padres are too emotional. They're just way too emotional. Like, I don't believe in the Padres. And you want to know why I don't believe in the Padres? One play told me everything I needed to know about the Padres to know they're not going to make it to the World Series this year.
What is
Manny
that?
Machado. That Manny Machado pop-up. So, okay, you haven't seen it. So what happened was, I'll send it to you offline. But Manny Machado had that pop-up, was pissed. Brewers just beat the Giants. Manny Machado had that pop-up, was pissed. My bad. Was pissed.
Braves.
Let it affect him. Had a ball the next half inning, hit to him. He lazy half-assed that throw to first and caused an error. That told me everything I needed to know about where the Padres are.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm not worried about anyone in the NL either. Like, Dodgers and Padres, to me, you're a really good team. But I think when it comes to September, October timeframe, they're not scary to me. They really aren't. And
there's only 3 teams that are scary, and you named the other 2.
Brewers,
Cardinals and Brewers.
That's telling you, the Cardinals to me, man, it's just top to bottom, and it goes to what we talked about in the A's front office all the way down. Like this is a well-ran franchise, and we'll talk about the Cardinals another episode. But go ahead.
However, you're sleeping on a team right now.
I ain't sleeping on nobody, bro.
You sleeping on a team right now, and I'm shouting out your wifey.
Oh,
sleeping on the Braves right now.
Yes.
Shouting out your wifey. You're sleeping on the Braves right now.
No, I'm not sleeping on the Braves.
Hey, what's up? Tell her I said what's up.
Yeah,
you're sleeping on them.
Man, by the way, how funny was this? Because, look, it's the 23rd right now. You just said that we just freaking lost to the Braves again. You said Brewers, but you meant the Braves.
Did I mean the Braves? Yeah, Braves. My bad. I saw B and I looked really quick.
But what? Braves. Oh my god, I'm so pissed.
You're sleeping on them.
I'm not sleeping on them.
I know your whole thing with your wife is why you're not trying to give the Braves the respect that they're due.
We'll talk about the Braves on another on their episode. But it was so funny last night because I literally Facebooked my comment, and we were 3-1 at the 3rd inning. And I'm like, man, once we get these strikeouts, I'm talking cash money shit. And guess what? We freaking blow it. Freaking McGee.
Braves got one thing that none of these other teams got.
What is that?
Ronald Acuna? Say it. No. Heart, bro. They got heart. As they said in the replacements, miles and miles of heart. Listen, they got it, man.
They have a squad.
They got heart.
They have a
And
squad.
they're
They
getting
really
the most
do.
out of their pitching. They're getting the most out of their pitching. They're sleeping on them.
You taking them over the Dodgers?
Yes.
You taking them over the Padres?
Yes.
You taking them over the Cardinals? Woo!
Yes.
Are you taking them over the Brewers?
Wow, that's close. That's very close.
Now, because of the
That's
sake of
very
this
close.
episode, are you taking them over the New York Metropolitans?
No,
Explain.
but I'm not very confident. But I'm not very confident with that. No, I'm not very confident with that. No, I'm saying no, but like I don't feel that no in my soul. You know what I mean?
Explain. Let me know why.
I think if there's any team, like also the thing is like these two teams see each other the most. Anyways,
That's
Braves
facts.
and Mets, so they're gonna have each other's numbers just like any other team in the division has. And I think offensively, the Braves are a better team.
They've been there.
But-
That's why.
But I think the Mets pitching is better. Because let's look at it. If like, I saw all these for like the NBA Finals or whatever. They ranked the top 10 players that were in the finals, and like Boston Celtics had most of them. You know what I mean? If we rank the top 10 players
Of Mets
Between-
and Braves?
between Mets and Braves, who's number one?
DeGrom.
Okay, who's number
Or
two?
Acuna.
I would say DeGrom's number one. I'm okay with I'm okay. Acuna would be like 1A.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what I'm saying. So he would be number 2 to me. And I'm always taking
Yeah,
always taking ace over a hitter.
Number 3 is Scherzer.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you go down the line, like I got like two or three more Braves before you hit another Mets player.
You'll take a lot of these Braves players before Pete Alonso?
Matt Olson, I would take before Alonso.
No! Oh, I highly disagree on that.
Austin Riley, I would take before Alonso.
I highly disagree again. Are you
I
gonna
would
say?
take them before Alonso.
Are you taking? Wait, hold on. No, I highly disagree.
I would take
bro.
Ozzy. I would take Ozzy Albies before Alonso.
No, you're not. Oh,
I would.
You're trolling now.
I'm not trolling.
No, you're
I'm
not
not
telling
trolling.
me you're taking Ozzy
I am.
Albies, who quote unquote is a switch hitter but can only hit one side good. You're not telling me this, and then you're gonna say Austin Riley. By the way, Matt Olson. Before I keep going at this, Matt Olson is one of my favorite players. Obviously, if you go into the episodes, he was my first baseman on the Currents, right? But at this stage right now, at today, it's 15:36, 23rd June of
Are you trying to
2022.
timestamp me? Is that what you're gonna do to come
No.
back to this and call me out?
No. What I'm doing is timestamping at this point in time. Pete Alonso is light years away from Matt Olson right now.
I would take Matt Olson.
He's a better glove, and he can
Matt
hit.
Olson.
So
Matt
yes,
Olson can hit lefties and righties. Pete Alonso kind of struggles with lefties a little bit, but he kills righties. And also Matt Olson's better defensively. Has more speed.
I gave him his flowers for that.
Can play more positions.
Yeah,
If you
I
need
gave him
I'll
his
take
flowers
Matt
for
Olson.
that. Yeah, so listen, I told you, Matt Olson is my favorite first baseman, and that's why I put him on my all-time current teams in that last episode. But I timestamped it for a reason, because at this point in time, bro, Pete Alonso is playing out his mind, and I just can't see. Man, look, man, this is tough for me. But I'm not taking. You even took Ozzy Albies, bro. Like,
Yes.
that's blasphemy for me. I'll give you Austin Riley because I'm a big fan too.
Austin Riley's nasty, man.
Yes, I'm a big fan of Austin Riley as well.
But like okay. Anyways, so that's my 5. 6 is Alonso, right? For me. Okay.
I can't believe
6.
that.
Okay, relax. Then from there, who do you got? I would put Francisco Lindor at 7. I would put
I'm taking Francisco over Albies.
What's that?
I'm taking the better switch hitter. I'm taking Lindor over Ozzy.
I would take Albies over Lindor.
Oh, that's tough. That is tough. I couldn't do it.
I would take Albies over Lindor, and I love Lindor. Lindor's one of my favorite players. I would take Albies over Lindor.
I love Matt Olson, and I took Alonso because I'm looking at right now. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You good? Are you good?
My heart hurts right now because
Why?
Because I'm caping for Alonso, knowing I'm a Matt Olson fan, and it's like I just can't. Hold on, I need to do a comparison so that we can see it together. I want you to explain the Albies one though. I need to know why you took him over Pete Alonso. That's crazy to me.
Look, man, I just like switch hitters. All right. I just like switch hitters.
I like switch hitters too. You know this, but hold on. Let me see. Okay, I put Pete Olson. What the heck? Matt Alonso.
What? You mean Matt Olson and Pete Alonso?
Yeah, but no, like my dumbass put Pete Alonso.
Yes.
Pete Olson.
Is he having a better season right now? Yes, but I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe I am wrong.
So just this year, Matt Olson has 6 more at bats than 259 to 267. When it comes to runs, Matt Olson 29, Pete Alonso 43. Hits 67 for Olson, 73 for Alonso. So it's not that big. That's not big. The ones I want a hit on is you are correct.
RBIs, average, and home runs.
So singles 29 Olson, 43 Alonso. The ones that Olson got is doubles. He gets more doubles, 28 to his 10. They don't have triples. They're slow as shit. We all know that. Home runs, we already know Olson's 10 to Alonso's 20. So the RBIs is you already know where that you already named that. He's the league leader right now. Batting average, it's not even close. We're talking about 31% difference. It's 251 to 282. I don't know.
You ain't gonna want to hear who else I would take over Pete Alonso.
On the Braves?
Yes.
Mario.
What?
Mario, you are not taking Marcell Ozuna over him.
No.
Okay. But who are you taking over him?
I'm taking my Vandy boy, bro. Dansby Swanson is who I would take.
Yeah, you're reaching now, bro. You're like Dalcine from Street
I'm not
Fighters.
reaching. I'm not. The thing is, Dansby Swanson's hot.
Yes.
That's not like no.
No, I get what you're saying. Someone else is gonna think big pause, but I get what you're saying.
No,
like,
yeah.
For the month, was it
right.
for the month of June or May? One of the two. He was hot, and he's still hot.
He's
Yes, I get it.
302 right now. If you want to get into what's going on right now, with 12 home runs and 41 RBIs, that's not far off of Pete Alonso.
What's his OPS?
That's not.
What's his OPS?
868.
What's his on base percentage?
I don't know. Oh, that's 2016.
I'm only asking. I'm not. I was gonna say
368.
So they're close. He Dansby got by 7. It's he has 361. Do you have Dansby stuff pulled up? Because I don't. That's why I'm asking these questions.
Yeah, I do.
Slugging percentage.
500.
552 for so there. Okay, I can see that. I'm not taking. Listen, I'll give you. Listen, I'll give you these. Okay, even though in my heart I love Matt Olson, I'm still taking Alonso over him. I'm still taking Alonso over everyone you said, but it's not far off where I need to debate you about it. Besides Ozzy Albies, put his damn stats up. I want to see this.
All right. Oh, he didn't even fucking hold on.
Because it's just, I don't know. Listen, Dansby Swanson, okay, get it. Austin Riley, get it. You can have an argument. I'll give you an argument because Matt Olson's my favorite. But outside those three, I swear to God, I thought you was gonna say Marcel Zuniga. I was like, oh no, you not.
No, hell no.
But I'm not taking Ozzy Albies, and there's no debate for me. I'm sorry.
You're right. Maybe you're right.
Not him.
Maybe you're right.
I'll give you, like
You're
I
right.
said,
You're right.
No. But what I'm saying is, I'll give you the fight for the other three, even though it's a much closer debate. But that Ozzy Albies.
Yeah, you're right. I was wrong. Let's live 5 minutes ago and let's live in that time. I'll take you along for the Ozzy.
But yeah, Dansby, Austin Riley, Olsen. Yes, you have a chance to debate that one. But I'm not taking the Ozzy Albies one. But
the only issue I see with the Braves is like they ain't got no pitching
at all. Are you
but man, they can beat the brakes off a ball though.
Are you depending on Max Fried to be your ace? Mike Soroka, like he's always hurt, in my opinion. Every time I see him, he's on the Triple A league.
Charlie Morton, old as shit.
He's over the hill, man. 38, but it is what it is. Ian Anderson at 23 out here. I don't know his record. I don't know if you're looking at that right now.
I'm not currently.
But
I look. I think that they compete. I don't believe like this is gonna be tough because this is like one of my favorite teams to watch, and I'm a huge fan of them in general. But I don't believe in the Brewers. I don't, man.
It's hard.
I don't.
It's so
what players? What players not named Corbin Burns, Josh Hader, or Devin Williams? Like really like intimidate you from the Brewers.
I mean,
don't you say Christian Yelich?
I'm a big fanboy of him.
Dan Vogelbach?
The French?
Vogelbach and this fat ass?
No, Vogelbach's with the Pittsburgh Pirates now.
No, he's with Milwaukee. Oh, he's no longer with Milwaukee. Oh, yeah,
it's Tellez full time.
Rowdy Tellez. Yeah, there's nobody with Milwaukee that I'm like.
But this is what I'm saying. I'll give you the New York Mets, and this is why this is on topic. I'll give you them. I'll take like I said, I'm still sticking to my net. I don't have a American League yet. Through these face of the franchises, I will give you one, but for now, I just can't. But I'll tell you, you have a great argument with the Mets. I wasn't a believer until you start explaining. I wasn't a believer until we got into this podcast and started talking about this in episode. So I'll give you that.
I believe in them, man.
Yes. No, like I said, you need what they have. You got a two-head monster that can both be aces on different teams. Max Scherzer is my favorite.
And then you have
DeGrom is the GOAT.
Who is like a solid plus number 2 on any team.
And
I would kill for the Giants to have McGill on that team.
And what's funny is you're saying that he's a great second player, and he's the third. That's the scariest part.
Yes.
That's the scary. They have it all. Like I said, their weakness is the bullpen, and for me, it's the catching position. Even though Mazika is a rookie, we can live with that. But I feel like they should put a veteran over him, just like Buster Posey had freaking what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. The Molina brother.
Benji.
Benji, right? You had that, and I think that's what they're missing. They're missing a veteran presence as a catcher to help him. I'm not a big fan of what they have already at catcher. That's his quote unquote vet because he's always heard
Catcher
James McCann.
It's such an underrated or like underappreciated position.
It is.
It's such an underappreciated position because everybody looks at it as a catcher who's batting 250 as a bad catcher, but they're not looking at how they call a game, how they frame a game, how they are defensively, how they're doing how they are, stopping steals. You know what I mean? Nobody's.
I had 2 interviews that I watched.
Stats. You know what I mean?
2 interviews I watched, right, were with pitchers. Mike Mussina and Matt Cain's interview. I don't know where I watched it, but like I said, I'm a YouTube fan, so I watch YouTube all the time. Matt Cain talks about how Buster Posey calls a game. Buster Posey caught his perfect game, right? He tells him like how much he quarterbacks it. It was the same way that Mike Mussina said about Jorge Posada. They know how to call a game. They know every strength, every weakness. They're essentially the quarterback of the team because they're giving you the quarterback. They're telling the pitchers, hey, I know this batter. I studied him. He sucks at high inside fastballs. Let's set it up. Throw him away a couple times and then hit him in the inside and we'll strike him out. So yes, it is a thankless position. Every time we talk about him, and it's a bonus if they are really good at hitting because we know them as quarterbacking and defensively being great. But if you can give them a batting average of 300, that's a cherry on top for him, don't you think?
Yes. Like not everybody's gonna have a year like Alejandro Kirk is now.
No,
who I feel
crazy.
Is the poster boy for peak male performance, poster child. All right, okay, that's peak male performance right there. But nobody's gonna. You don't get that from everybody. You don't get the Wilson Contreras. That's like such a group of 3 or 4 guys a year, maybe, and that's being generous.
Right now,
you don't get that.
Right now, Wilson Contreras is considered the best catcher as we speak, as far as today. Yeah. Time stamped.
Him and Alejandro Kirk this season. I know.
Yes, they are the best catchers as we speak, and they like I said,
I wouldn't take him in San Francisco, but yeah, sure. Like I wouldn't.
Wilson Contreras came from the Mets, didn't he? Damn, that sucks. He's a Cub right now.
Yeah, I thought he was always a Cub.
No, what? Hold on. What catcher am I thinking of?
I'm pretty sure he was always a Cub.
No. You're correct. I'm correcting myself right now. I'm trying to figure out who was the catcher. Hold on, I'm looking through the list right now. Even though, you're a big Blue Jays fan. That's why you like Alejandro Kirk. But
nah,
that might be the next.
I'm just a short, thick dude. That's why I like Alejandro Kirk. That's why.
What team is it? Oh man, I forgot what team it was. No, it's not him. I always thought it was Wilson Contreras, but he was always a Cub. It was someone else. Was it a Wilson something? I don't know. Anyways, that's beyond the point. New York Mets, you booked them in against the Blue Jays. I honestly think that's a real good matchup, and I would love to watch it. And by the way, I'm in Toronto.
Only 39-30. I think they're a couple of trade deadlines away, moves away, and I don't think the Yankees sustain.
Yeah, because they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose Judge to the Giants. I hope.
No, I'm not at the trade deadline. There's no way.
Oh no. I don't believe in the Yankees either, bro. I don't believe in the Yankees. To me, the Mets are the better out of New York. Do you agree? By far.
Cole is overrated. Nasty Nestor's dope. But like outside of Judge,
I'm a Stanton fan. I like Stanton.
I don't believe in the Yankees. I just think they're a team that just is hot right now. That's it. They're just a team that's hot right now, but I don't think that's gonna sustain.
I've never been a fan of. They don't have a like I said. They try to get big bats, knowing how like we talked about short porch. Like they have a small stadium for big hits, right? So that's why they went and got Joey Gallo last year, and they have those 2 twin towers, so to speak, in the corners. But
Joey Gallo's hot ass too.
He is to me. I'm not a fan of his, but that's neither near or there. But I will say, do you agree that the New York Mets are the better New York team as we speak, by far? Hands down.
Like, are we talking like just this season?
Timestamp, yes.
Or are we talking about like as a franchise? Because as a franchise, like that'd be I would have no validity if I said they were.
Why would I even say that? I'm talking about time stamping it today, as we speak.
Yes.
Then you have Anthony Rizzo. Like all they cared about was big power bats. But
yes,
there's a
lot of swing and a miss out in the Bronx.
Before we go, I just want to make it known. You know, the New York Mets. he got them going to the World Series. I personally, as a Giants fan, he's a Giants fan too, by the way. We know our team's not making it.
I just own a lot of jerseys.
I own a lot of hats. Majority of my hats are still in the bay, unless they threw it away already. But I had because the Mets hat was hard, bro. I used to love wearing the all black with the blue trim and the orange. Oh my god, that's all time one of the best hats ever. But again, he has them. I'll give you my AL, but just know the Cardinals. Shout out to Tayshaun Edwards. He's a Cardinals fan. I have the Cardinals. I just think that yes, the team may be better in New York, but I just feel like the farewell tour for those trios that's brought a ring before are gonna get one, just like Ray Lewis did before he left. But other than that, look, this was a great podcast. What you gonna say before I close it?
I'm rolling with the Mets. I'm hard blocking the Mets. I'm not hard locking Toronto. I in my heart I feel that, but like I'm sticking with the Mets all the way.
No matter what team I pick in the AL, the NL's winning the World Series. Period. That's how I feel. I think
that's hot.
I think
that's
that.
hot.
Like I said, I got St. Louis winning it all. I don't care who's on the other
I almost
side.
got
bro.
a blister from how hot that was. that's hot.
That's a hot take on a New York Mets face of the franchise episode. Like I said, there's gonna be we're going through every single team and we're gonna talk about them. Just we just got to get on the right schedule. We're in the military. We have our own schedules. Kyle again is probably snoring, but we'll get him in. And the time that we do get him in, it definitely will be the Red Sox episode because I definitely want him to talk about it. One, I'm a big fan of that team. But like, comment, subscribe. Thank you again, Mario. It's always a pleasure to have you. All right. Make sure
I love being here.
Yes, listen.
It's my favorite thing to do.
Exactly. All I have to do is just set up and make sure my audio is good. And I don't even like. Long story short, when we do these podcasts, I give them a couple topics. I don't even write notes. We freestyle this shit the whole time. It's because how much we love the game. Yeah. How much we love the game. I know that we have our notes by using the internet and whatnot, but for the most part, the love of the game is where our knowledge comes from, and the passion. But again, Mario, it's a pleasure. Everyone, like I said, welcome to the SodaFlex podcast again. And then once we figure out this channel for baseball, tune into that too again.